this board and previous boards through fiscal prudence. You ask a question, you might get a long-winded answer.
Can we?
No, you
stop
may not,
pointing
because you
at
asked the
her?
question.
But she's an employee of the county. And so
Yep.
if you want to talk about save money on not having litigation from employees. Stop
will-
pointing at her for asking a question when in fact.
Would you stop pointing at me because I'm getting upset?
You
I'm upset.
literally. She's an
So,
employee. Stop
yes, she
doing
is.
it. It's a risk
So,
and it's unnecessary.
I
You
will stop
asked her a
pointing.
question and she answered it. She answered your call of where should it come from? And so just answer her instead of pointing down to her. That's part of why people don't want to work in Bonner County. It is not just about money. It's what you're doing. Knock it off.
Commissioner Williams, where do the funds come from?
I'll answer you. I will answer
Okay,
you actually.
Where
It
do they come
starts
from?
with people not arresting citizens of Bonner County. There's some money right there. Yeah, we are facing a $1.5 million lawsuit, a $750,000 lawsuit because you chose to get up and arrest residents of Bonner County because you politically didn't like them. And we all are paying for that. So where does it come from? It comes from stop doing what you're doing. That's what happens. So what we need to do is, one, we can't have this both ways. And one end, you tell the public they cannot speak in a budget meeting. And now you're telling them because they're here that they have to give you an answer. If we had invited them in like we used to do before you were on this board, we could have had a reasonable conversation on a difficult topic. Just because we don't know the answer in this meeting doesn't mean there's not another way. And what you're trying to do is give a straw man argument that says, unless Sheriff Wheeler can tell you where the dollar amount that you want to save can come from, it gets cut from his budget. That is a sophomoric response to budget approach. And that's why people ask for people to do zero-based budgeting. It's not a reasonable thing to do, and it definitely is not something that you should be pointing out to this audience of staff members of Bonner County the way that you continually and have habitually done to the same person for the last year and a half. I'm tired of seeing it, and we can't afford another lawsuit from you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Now, if we can go back to the question, where are the funds coming from? That's a good deflection. Where are the funds coming from?
How about you pay your own lawsuits and we'll free up money that we have locked in? How about you do that? How about you do that? How about
When are you
because
ready for an
get
answer to your
citizen
question? Because
arrest,
I have an answer.
why don't you pull your money out and defend the lawsuit from the decision that you made that we did not vote on as a board?
I'd like to answer that question, Chairman.
What? Hey, Mr. Bowman,
You asked a question.
come on up and make your statement, but it would.
Sure.
If the board's gonna act childish, we will. We've
Well,
been good at it.
you would know all about being childish. but-
Dave,
Okay, Dave Bowman, for the record. I'll tell you where some of the money can come from. If the board would stop its reckless behavior, which brings on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of lawsuits. And how much are you sending to attorneys outside because your own attorneys in-house can't handle it or they have a conflict of interest? I would cut the planning department drastically because they aren't the planning department, they are the development department. There is no need for the planning department to be of the size that they are. I would absolutely get rid of the hearing examiner, which is a redundant position by someone who has no planning experience. And let's see, how about the IT department? How much money did they spend to redo the website, which if it's even possible, which is hard to believe, is worse than it was before. That's just off the tip of my tongue. I'm sure there's more.
Well, you